Have you ever, on a quiet night, looked up at the deep, starlit sky and felt a chilling sense of alienation? A vague yet piercing feeling that this entire world, the rat race, the joys, the pain, and even death itself, might just be an intricately staged performance? If you've ever had that thought, you are not alone. Nearly 2,000 years ago, a group of thinkers branded as heretics, the Gnostics, whispered a secret to one another that could shake the very foundations of religious dogma. The God worshipped by this world is actually not the supreme being. He is merely a blind creator, a byproduct born of a cosmic blunder, who turned this reality into an invisible prison to trap our divine sparks. How could a divine entity make a mistake? How did a masterpiece of creation become a spiritual dungeon? And why was the downfall of Sophia, the symbol of supreme wisdom, the very catalyst for the birth of Yaldabaoth, the self-proclaimed ruler of the universe? Welcome back to our channel. Today, I'll be diving into pages buried for 1,000 years in the Nag Hammadi Desert. We aren't just decoding an ancient myth. Together, we're going to peel back the layers of illusion in this reality to discover how the divine spark within you is imprisoned and how to ignite it amidst the darkness. So grab a cup of tea, sit back, and relax your mind, because what you're about to hear might permanently alter how you view this world. The tragedy of Sophia, when wisdom unintentionally created darkness. To understand the birth of Yaldabaoth, we must first travel back in time to before this physical universe existed. Back to the Pleroma, the realm of perfection. In the Gnostic worldview, the Pleroma is not a physical space, but a serene realm where pure light and the supreme source exist alongside the eons, divine entities emanating from the source. Among these eons was Sophia, the sun of wisdom, the symbol of true knowledge and the drive to create. According to the Apocryphon of John, Sophia's tragedy began with a desire that seemed harmless, yet violated the harmony of the eternal realm. Sophia wanted to bring forth a new creation. However, she acted independently, without the consent of the supreme source, and without union with her masculine counterpart. In the Pleroma, all creation must be a complete reflection of oneness. By acting alone, Sophia unwittingly introduced the concept of separation into the eternal realm. When wisdom detaches from wholeness and original love, it turns into reckless speculation. It becomes a drive to know and build that lacks overarching empathy. Because of this unbalanced creation, what came from Sophia was not a radiant aeon of light, but a deformed creature, a cosmic monstrosity. Ancient texts describe Yaldabaoth as having the face of a lion and the body of a serpent. Horrified and ashamed by the creature she brought forth, Sophia hid Yaldabaoth in a dark cloud outside the Pleroma. This act unintentionally created an isolated realm where Yaldabaoth grew up in total delusion. Born outside the realm of light and severed from the Pleroma, Yaldabaoth was completely ignorant of the supreme source and his mother. He looked around the endless void, felt his own chaotic power, and in his spiritual blindness, uttered the infamous line that shook the void, "I am God, and there is no other God beside me." This was the moment cosmic arrogance was born. Yaldabaoth was not a demon set on doing evil. He was the blind God. He believed he was unique and supreme, and from that spiritual deafness, he began molding a universe dependent on him, the material world we inhabit today. The material prison and the endless loop of the soul. After declaring himself God, Yaldabaoth began building the lower realm. He created the Archons, ruling entities acting as his henchmen, representing planets, natural laws, and power structures. Together, they wove a massive web that Gnostic philosophy calls Hymarmene, the fate or the laws of matter. But why is this material world considered a prison for the soul? 1. The origin of the divine spark. Yaldabaoth formed the human body out of dust and physical elements, but he watched helplessly as the figure lay motionless, completely lifeless. Realizing Yaldabaoth held too much power, the divine entities of the Pleroma, through Sophia's repentance, devised a plan. They tricked Yaldabaoth into blowing his breath of life into that earthen shell. The foolish creator complied, completely unaware that contained within that very breath was the highest divine spark he had inadvertently inherited from his mother. Instantly, humanity became wiser and possessed a higher spiritual nature than both Yaldabaoth and his Archons. Terrified by this superiority, Yaldabaoth cast humanity down to the lowest physical realm, using this fragile, decaying flesh as a cage to trap that divine spark. 2. The three locks of the cosmic prison. To ensure humans would never realize their divine roots, Yaldabaoth and the Archons built 3 impenetrable locks. Lock 1. Physical and sensory traps. Our biological bodies are built with endless needs: hunger, thirst, sickness, pain, and physical desires. All human senses face outward. We get consumed by survival, labor, hoarding, and reproduction. When the mind is hijacked by the fear of death and the pursuit of pleasure, the soul completely forgets who it truly is. Lock 2. Institutional control. The intuition of Gnostic writers 2,000 years ago was staggering. They pointed out that Yaldabaoth set up threatening, fear-based religions. A god who demands sacrifice, shows jealousy, punishes with hellfire, and forces humans to beg, is a direct reflection of Yaldabaoth. Dogmatic religion turns people into willing slaves, seeking salvation from an external ruler instead of looking within. Lock 3. Forgetfulness and reincarnation. When the physical body dies, the soul escapes, but it remains clouded by ignorance and fear. The Archons await the soul, tricking it with illusions and forcing it to drink the water of forgetfulness, causing it to reincarnate into a new physical body to pay off karmic debts fabricated by the material system itself. 3. Striking parallels with modern science and cinema. From a literary and modern scientific perspective, the Gnostic view of the material world isn't foreign at all. It serves as the thematic foundation for the classic film The Matrix. The world we see, touch, and taste is merely a programmed simulation designed to drain human energy. In theoretical physics, the simulation hypothesis asks a similar question: is this reality a complex computer program crafted by a flawed coder? Chaos, disease, war, injustice, and the law of entropy serve as evidence that the architect of this world is far from perfect. He designed a system based on mutual consumption, where one creature must devour another to survive. That is the hallmark of a cruel, inherently flawed design. Yet, the Gnostic myth doesn't end in despair. Sophia's tragedy holds the seeds of redemption. After realizing the consequences of her actions, Sophia did not abandon humanity. Her tears of repentance fell into the material realm, transforming into inspiration, art, philosophical inquiry, and the human drive toward goodness. From Sophia's grief to the path of awakening. Christ, the emissary of light. In the Apocryphon of John, Christ does not appear to bear sins through blood atonement in the conventional sense. He comes as an emissary of light from the pleroma. He descended, passing unnoticed through the heavens of the Archons, to deliver the secret of Gnosis. He came to whisper into the ears of sleeping humanity, "Awake, sleeper, rise from the dead, and the light of the pleroma will shine upon you. You do not belong to Yaldabaoth's world. You are children of the eternal light." Under the Gnostic lens, the forbidden fruit in the Garden of Eden was not a sin. The serpent encouraging humans to eat from the tree of knowledge was an act of imparting wisdom, opening human eyes to realize they were trapped by Yaldabaoth in an artificial paradise. Gnosis, the key to shattering the chains. How can a soul break free from this prison? The core lies in Gnosis, direct experiential knowledge. Recognize the prison. The first step to freedom is realizing you're in a cage. Once you recognize that material cravings, empty fame, and vague fears are just tools used by the Archons, those illusions lose their power over you. Turn inward. The divine spark isn't in a distant sky or a stone temple. It rests in the quietest depths of your consciousness. Through meditation, self-inquiry, and intuition, you transcend body and mind to reach the spirit. Live with love and empathy. Yaldabaoth rules through division and fear. Conversely, when you live with compassion, connection, and the awareness that every soul shares the same spark from the pleroma, you directly dismantle the matrix of the blind creator. Cosmic lessons and a call to awaken. The story of Sophia's fall and Yaldabaoth's reign is not just an ancient myth cast aside by history. It is a philosophical mirror reflecting our modern lives. We live in a world driven by technology and relentless busyness, where algorithms and social media act as modern-day archons, manipulating emotions, sowing fear and desire, and keeping us lost in distraction. It's easy to forget our true selves amid the noise of the physical world. The greatest lesson the Apocryphon of John leaves us today isn't about resenting this world, but stepping into spiritual accountability. Will you choose to remain a pawn in Yaldabaoth's game, running on the programming of fear and desire? Or will you courageously ignite the divine spark within, see through the haze of illusion, and reclaim your inherent freedom and divine nature? That choice has never belonged to any external ruler. It belongs to you, right in the moment you realize this truth. If you've watched this far, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you believe this world is a spiritual school or a spiritual prison? Have you ever experienced a moment where you felt you touched the divine spark within yourself?